Welcome to the Chemistry Department of Mallabhum Institute of Technology, Vishnupur. Myself, Mr. Nikhil Kar, Assistant Professor of this department, and Mr. Somnath Chakraborty, Technical Assistant of this department. Today, we are going to perform an experiment of BTech First Year Basic Chemistry. The experiment is pH metric determination of strength of a given HCl solution by titrating against standard NaOH solution. The apparatus required for this experiment are pH meter with electrode, beaker, burette, conical flask, pipette, and weighing balance. And the chemicals that are required for this experiment are buffer solution, oxalic acid solution, hydrochloric acid solution, sodium hydroxide solution, and double distilled water. This experiment consists of two stages. In the first stage, we will standardize recently prepared NaOH solution by standard oxalic acid solution. And in the second stage of this experiment, we titrate the supplied HCl solution against the standardized NaOH solution using a pH meter. The 10 ml oxalic acid solution is taken from the bottle by a pipette and it is then poured into a conical flask. Now we are adding 3 drops of phenolphthalein indicator into the conical flask with the dropper. The solution is colorless and we are adding NaOH solution from the burette drop by drop with continuous shaking the conical flask. The color of the solution turns pink and this shows the equivalence point. Now we will take the burette reading. From the burette readings, we get the volume of NaOH solution required to neutralize the oxalic acid. And using this relation, we can find the exact strength of NaOH solution. This standardized NaOH solution will be used in the next stage of the experiment. From the supplied bottle of HCl, we are taking out 25 ml and it is then poured into a 500 ml beaker where the electrode of the pH meter has been immersed in distilled water. After stirring the solution, we will measure the pH value by the pH meter and the value shows at 2.18. Now we are adding 20 drops of NaOH solution from the burette. And after stirring the solution with a glass rod, we will measure the pH value. It shows 2.34. There is a slight increase in the pH value. We will continue the process. Initially the pH value will increase slightly and after a certain moment there will be a drastic change in the pH value. After the drastic change, the pH will increase again very slowly and then we will stop our process. When we draw a graph on graph paper taking pH values at the y-axis and corresponding volumes of NaOH at x-axis, we get this type of plot. If a perpendicular is drawn from the equivalence point onto the x-axis, the intersecting point between the perpendicular and x-axis gives the value of volume of NaOH consumed for complete neutralization of HCl acid. And using this relation, we can calculate the strength of the supplied HCl solution.